Welcome everyone. We are going to be reviewing the readings that we heard this past Sunday, which was the 15th Sunday of Ordinary Time, and it was July 11th. So we're moving right away, right through the month of July. I grew up in Northeast Philadelphia and surrounded by city blocks and streets and sidewalks. About 5 miles away there was Tookenny Creek, and it just went through at that part of Philadelphia. So lots of times we would go up there, especially during the summer, and just fool around and kill time around the creek, get stones and try to skim them across the creek. And like anybody knows, if you go down the ocean or if you're at a pond or a lake or a river, everybody knows about skimming stones. And the goal is to see how many times you can hit the water before it sinks. Okay. Well, we Catholics love the Bible, and we hear a lot of readings from the Bible every time we celebrate the Mass. And for a lot of people who go to daily Mass, they hear a lot of readings there. So I was just talking to somebody recently, and if a person goes to daily Mass 6 days a week, they hear 18 readings, and then there's 4 readings every Sunday at Mass for a total of 22. Well, 22 readings is a lot to process. And sometimes that many readings, it's like we don't go deep. We just skim across them. That's why the Catholic Church says the 4 readings from Sunday's Mass are the most important readings we hear. And that's why we try to focus on them in the Connections program, but also with these videos that we make each week. So we're going to take a look at the first reading from Sunday's Mass in the Connections program. In the Daily Personal Prayer Guide in Monday, there's always 6 or 7 bullets that explain briefly the first reading, and it helps us to appreciate it. So here we go. Amos was a prophet who railed against the king in the king's royal sanctuary. Okay, he was kind of a brave character to do that. The priest of that sanctuary silences Amos and tells him to go somewhere else to make his money. Okay, now what happens? Well, Amos responds by saying, listen, okay, I was never a professional prophet. As a matter of fact, I was a shepherd and I took care of sycamore trees. I trimmed them, and God called me to be a prophet. I had no intent of being a prophet. And what I've been doing because God called me to do it. So, in the gospel today, something similar is going to happen. Jesus is going to send out his disciples to be prophets, and they're going to be rejected. So we shouldn't be surprised. Let's take a look at this great reading from the prophet Amos. Amaziah, priest of Bethel, said to Amos, "Off with you, visionary. Flee to the land of Judah. There earn your bread by prophesying. But never again prophesy in Bethel, for it is the king's sanctuary and a royal temple." Amos answered Amaziah, "I was no prophet, nor have I belonged to a company of prophets. I was a shepherd and a dresser of sycamores. The Lord took me from following the flock and said to me, 'Go prophesy to my people Israel.'" The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So prophets were an important institution in the history of the Jewish people. And Amos is one of the first prophets. And prophets are going to last for about 600 years. It's a long time in the history of the Jewish people. So he's one of the first. He's a simple guy, just calls it the way it is, always up for a good fight. And this is a little example of Amos's personality. So, here we go. Prayerfully reflect and journal on the first reading and pay special attention to how it may relate to your life. So, reread that first reading, read it prayerfully, read it out loud and dramatically, read it silently, and journal about it and think about how the message of that reading may apply to your life. Come back tomorrow. On Tuesday, we always look at the responsorial psalm for Mass, and come back tomorrow for that. God bless.